to the waning hours of the Lynn Cullen Show. By the way, Matt says he's been getting lots of calls from people who've been trying to email me at the email that guys, and that I can receive on Cullen Show, all one word, at yahoo.com. Cullen Show at Yahoo. Jeez. I mean, I could wait till I'm gone. I mean, I'll probably be, doing my last few words here on Friday, and they'll come in and take the mic away. They'll pull the chair out from under me. Come on! You told me I could stay till Friday. Let me stay. Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little uppity here, aren't I? It's hard listening to all of you, and this is what, and I said to somebody, when this first happened, it happened like 2 weeks ago, almost, and then I went on, had a planned vacation, so I just took my vacation, but I was telling somebody that the hardest part for me is not my losing my job as much as it is to me, that's not like you would to, just somebody else who's on TV or radio that's not in this kind of more intimate format where over the years you live lives together. And I'm sorry. I feel, I'm so sorry that for some of you this is hard to lose that connection. And I really don't think it's my fault. I did pretty good here, and I think the station has said that. It's nothing I did, but somehow this format didn't work for them, and so they're going to try something else, and that's just the way the ball bounces. But I sure hope and pray that we'll find another outlet, radio outlet, so that we can, keep our family together. I truly mean that. And I want to again reiterate that it is very unusual for a radio station to terminate somebody who's on air and then to allow them what they are allowing me this week, which is to say these goodbyes and to speak openly like this. And I have a great deal of gratitude to the Renda Broadcasting Corporation for allowing this. This is not the norm, guys. It's not the norm. People just poof. They just poof, disappear. So this is very nice, even if it's a little tough. All right, we got a lot of people here, and again, if you want, I'm going to try to keep my hands on you by holding on to emails so that I can, if I do pop up someplace, that I can just, send out a joyous email to all of you saying, meet me at this station at this time, and we'll start it all up again. I have to tell you, at this point, there's nothing in the offing, but who knows? As that bumper sticker says, stuff happens, so to speak. We'll see. Okay, to the phones. This is getting harder. I was doing better yesterday. This is getting tough today on me. Why is that? I don't know. And by the way, we can still talk about the convention. And we can go back to what we do. We can. What'd you think of Hillary's speech? I thought it was real good. I thought the keynoter was awful. I thought I could do better. Ad-libbing. And tonight, I hope you'll stop watching CNN and MSNBC and those blathering, self-promoting idiots, and just watch like the PBS or the C-SPAN and watch the convention. And I got a feeling you'll be a lot more energized as voters and as Democrats who have got to elect.
Teaching after 34 years, and one of the things I was truly looking forward to was being able to listen to you in the mornings, because I couldn't do that while I was working.
Yeah.
And so there you go. But
yes.
I wanted to tell you also that truly enjoyed listening to you and Susan. My sister and I always say that our conversations are very similar to yours and Susan's, and you always make me laugh. And finally, because I know there's probably a ton of people on the line because I've waited quite a while, I wish you well. And I've never met you, but you appear to be extremely resilient, and I'm sure you'll land on your feet, and I can't wait to hear you someplace else.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much.
Okay, take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Marlene, hi. Marlene, you there? Yeah, I am sorry. You guys have been waiting a long time. Forgive me, but I mean, there's just lots of folks coming in here. Helen in Friendship, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
First of all, let me just say my sister always says, you know, the one in Italy, that's the only one I have.
Okay.
She says nothing is so bad that something good doesn't come out of it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good attitude to have.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But the principal reason I called was to commiserate with Tony. Oh, my God. I had something similar happen with Caesar, my cat. He dwindled down, and the veterinarian couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. He was down to 3 pounds.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mr. Bush, for one thing and one thing only. That was the $300 I got, because it cost $325 for the test, the blood test that Caesar had, and it was figured out that he had hyperthyroidism. And so now every day he takes his medicine and he's back to his old
Oh, how
self.
wonderful. Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right.
And I hope that Tony, I mean, not today, not tomorrow, but soon, can find another companion.
I agree with you. I do, too. And thank you, Helen. Thank
And
you.
I wish you the very best, and nothing so bad, something good does
There,
come
okay.
out of it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Advice
Bye-bye.
from Helen's sister in Italy. Jeannie. Hello, Jeannie.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Oh, this is Jeannie from Fair to Remember.
I just want to tell you and all of your listeners that I don't know how I could have ever started my business, gotten the response that I received, without your unbelievable advertising. You're amazing. Your listeners are amazing. The following that you have amazes me every day.
Oh, thank you.
We meet at least 2, sometimes 3 Lynn Cullen customers every single day that I'm open.
Well,
and that's phenomenal.
Well, listen. I mean, my endorsement of your business was heartfelt and sincere, and obviously, when any of my listeners came, they could see why I was raving. So no, it's you and me together did that. You've got a great business there, and I wish you all the best.
No, I wish you all the best. I can't imagine what it's going to be like not listening to you in the morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't start until February when I started advertising with you, and then I became an addict. From a non-talk radio listener to an addict. And I just think you're terrific, and I will follow you with my advertising dollar wherever you go.
Oh, thank you, Jeannie.
So I think you're phenomenal. I think the city has a huge loss, and a voice that has just resonated throughout the city is going to be missed tremendously. Thank you so much.
You are a dear, and I'm glad that I could help in any way, help grow your wonderful, wonderful business. Thank you.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
look forward to hearing from you and delivering food to you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Lynn.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, yummy. This is so gratifying. Gosh almighty. Susan, South Hills, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm calling. My call is just basically more of the same. I've been a listener since 1990. I've listened to you when you got Sam, and I've kind of followed you guys throughout the years, and your whole family and your sister and everything. And I just wanted to thank you for a great show, and I certainly hope that we'll be hearing from you again soon. I also had a message to Tony. I wanted to wish him condolences on the loss of his dog. I know that his dog was his best friend, and I'm a dog person, and I know my dogs are some of my best friends. But I left a message with Matt. I left my phone number, and there's a group of people in the South Hills who think of Tony as a friend, and we would like to be there for him through the loss of his dog. If he wanted somebody to be there, if he's going to bury the dog or whatever. He has friends out there, and if he would please call, we would really like to be there for him.
So, Tony, if you are listening, this is very kind of you, Susan.
Thank you.
Just call us here, and Matt has Susan's number. That's very, very kind. Thank you.
Well, thank you. You guys have meant a lot to me, and I guess I'll be getting a little bit more work done, but I'm certainly hoping that I'll be not getting as much work done soon.
I hope so, too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See, there it is again. That family, that community. That's local talk radio. The best sort. And it's disappearing. It's such a loss. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, I think I have to take a break. Matter of fact, I know I have to take a break. Phone number here, 412-333-1360. My email, forget whatever's up on that website because they're sort of like taking it down already. Cullen Show at Yahoo. That's how you can get to me. Cullen Show at Yahoo, and you can get to me there after I leave here on Friday. That will always be a contact point, okay? Cullen Show at Yahoo. I'm Lynn Cullen. It's AM News Talk, 1360. Such a babe in the woods. People have been telling me, I got to go on Facebook, and I've got to get a website, and I've got to do this, and I got to do that, and I've got to get this domain name. So I did, in my own halting way on Monday, I think it was, I did get the domain name lynncullen.net. Lynncullen.com was taken. And so I guess I just registered it. I haven't done a dang thing with it, but I got it. Somebody just emailed me, and they said, Lynn, I just went to lynncullen.net. There's an advertisement to listen to Rush Limbaugh. And I went to it, and there is. That's the first thing up there. To listen to Rush Limbaugh on some station in Atlanta, Georgia. Ha! Ha! Because I haven't done anything with it. So how did that get there? How would somebody even have known that I'm a radio person? How did that get there? There's all these radio things. It must have been some jerk listening to me say I got that oh God. I am such a babe in the woods. I mean, just ready to be fleeced, plucked, who knows what, taken advantage of. I don't get it. What the heck is going on? Oh, don't go to that stupid thing. It's not I might own it, but there's not. What do I own that for? For people to do that to it? I mean, I have no control of that? Good God. Okay. The education of Lynn Cullen starts now. Tom in the South Hills, hi.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey.
This is Tom from the South Hills. I'm a house painter. You've been my partner for years.
Oh, we painted a lot of houses.
Oh, yeah. And I'm also a poet, and I've called often and done some poems on the air for you that you liked.
Yes.
And I would like the opportunity to do one last one.
Okay.
On this show, hopefully.
Okay. I hope so, too.
I got a young man's mind, trapped in an old man's body. I want to dance all night, but my knees ain't quite right no more. I want to party real hard, but I got pulled something working in the yard. Oh, Lord, I got a young man's mind trapped in an old man's body. I want to turn the double play. I want to throw the ball 70 yards. I want to make a dive and catch. I want to be a hockey star. I got a young man's mind trapped in an old man's body. I want to get a lap dance on that leather couch in the champagne room. Instead, I'm taking a nap in my baggy pants on my worn-out couch in my dreary living room. I got a young man's mind trapped in an old man's body. You know, the end of the road is an ugly reality, but I ain't going to let it get me down on my knees. All I want to do is do as I please, because I ain't bowing out gracefully. A little high blood pressure, a little high cholesterol. I remember when being a little high wasn't a bad thing at all. I'm not going to stand in the corner waiting for the curtain to fall. No, I ain't bowing out gracefully. The prescription for my glasses gets stronger every year. Sometimes I'm a little short on breath, but I got no fear. Tell that bartender to bring me another beer, 'cause I ain't bowing out gracefully. I like to sip on scotch and watch the sunset. I despise exercise. It makes me sweat. I just bought myself a cherry red Corvette, 'cause I ain't bowing out gracefully. I like fettuccine Alfredo. I like gravy on my fries. If you're bringing me dessert, pile the whipped cream way up high. And if you score some Lipitor, I do mine supersized, 'cause I ain't bowing out gracefully. Now and then the little woman's going to nag you. I'm taking my honey to that new casino in Niagara. I'm already feeling lucky, seeing her packing my Viagra. 'Cause I ain't bowing out gracefully. I don't choose to. I refuse to. 'Cause I got a young man's mind trapped in an old man's body. Then you ain't bowing out gracefully either.
Oh, Tom, you're good. You're good. I love that. You're wonderful. And no, I'm right with you. I'm not. Hey, and if you need some Lipitor, I do have some, by the way.
Good, good. I already have it.
Oh, you
I
do
already
too?
have it. I'm telling the story of my life with that.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I love you, and
love you
I
too.
can't wait to hook up with you on a new venue.
Someplace else. God
Right.
bless you, and thank you for that.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. That was wonderful. Loved it. Lou, hi.
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 So wanted to say goodbye, Lynn. I
Thank
don't
you.
always agree with you. I call myself a semi-Democrat, a semi-Republican, a semi-Libertarian, but you've always been interesting, and I really enjoyed your show. But I wish the Democrats, they have a real good opportunity to take this election. And I think I'm afraid that they're going to do the same thing that Al Gore did, and he didn't say anything for his whole campaign, and he blew the election when he should have never blown the election. And I just hope Barack goes in there, looks the American people in the eye, and says, are you better off today than you were 8 years ago?
Well, you know, the funny thing is that's what McCain is actually saying. I mean,
Yeah.
you got McCain has an ad out there saying, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And I'm thinking, are you insane? No. And so what do we want you for? So, Lou, you semi-Democrat, you're going to vote for Obama.
I don't know who I'm voting for yet.
Well, come on.
You know what? This is the one election I have been in. I am not thrilled with Obama. I am not thrilled with McCain. I really don't like either. You know, the McCain of old I kind of liked because he was independent. He was sometimes more of a Democrat than he was a Republican, except on abortion and the war. But then everybody was for the war when they voted for it in the Senate, except for Obama and a couple of others. But he's like sold his independence.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting to see in the campaign if he gets that independence back, and maybe I'll consider him. I haven't made up my mind yet, and but
Okay.
well,
I'm going to leave you with just one word, Lou.
yeah.
Obama. Goodbye. Goodbye, you.
Bye.
Bye. Floyd and Braddock, hi.
How you doing, Lynn?
I am okay. Thank you.
I am absolutely going to miss you.
Thank you.
I mean, you're the only person we really have, I guess, in this entire area who stands up to, the Republicans. I mean, there's no other talk shows like yours.
No.
How can they do this? I think they're so afraid that this guy might win that they're taking no chance. You know, it's just unbelievable. I just want you to know that I love you. I'm going to miss you. And wherever you land, let me know. I will listen. I did send you an email to your email address.
Good.
And hang in there, Lynn.
Thank you.
I know you'll make a comeback.
Thank you, Floyd, and thank you for all of your contributions. Much appreciated. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Here's Patrick in Washington.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
You know, on your show, you talked through the years international, national, big things, but it all really does come down to local.
Mm-hmm.
And the things discussed on your show, the things we like about Pittsburgh, the things that bug us about Pittsburgh, that's what's going to be the big loss for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a chauffeur, and that's why when I call him, and when he says, where are you calling from, I'm always different parts of the city. And with the loss of McIntyre and Doug and you, with all three of you, with the quick minds and having such interesting people on the show, plus the callers, you know, I read the papers, but it's not the same. And, of course, there's nothing on television.
No.
And it's just, you know.
I guess they don't want sort of original personalities anymore. They want the same cookie cutter, angry, white conservative guy. That's what
we even lost Porky. Went to Florida.
Yeah.
His wife took him to Florida. I mean,
well, he's entitled.
He was a good friend.
He put in a long
well, he
time.
He was on the radio, you know, a couple times a month, even up until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's
you know,
sad.
in the Post-Gazette, there's a WTA with their 50th anniversary.
Right.
I mean, I remember when they came on. Just so many. Paul Shannon, Nosmo came in, all those local things. It was always about local, and that's what made us so unique, and that's what's going to be missed so much.
I know, and that's what we're losing with this sort of, you know, huge sort of corporatization of radio and television and broadcasting and media outlets. You're losing the local flavor, so that the radio in Pittsburgh will be no different than the radio in Cincinnati, than in Poughkeepsie, than in, you know, Denver. It'll all just be the same, and it's just sad. It is such a sad thing. It's an impoverishment of our culture. It's, you know, we were richer in our culturally when we were more localized, when every community had these personal voices that were unique to it, and it's just going. It's almost gone.
Well,
sad.
They say life is cycles. Maybe it hits this horrible corporate cycle, and then something has to bust out of it. I was an independent concert promoter at one time, just myself, and then it pretty much all became corporate, and I've been out of it, and the music's not what it used to be. But there's cycles.
Well,
but I certainly will miss driving around without your voice. Thank you so much for everything you've done.
Well, thank you for driving carefully with me all those years, too. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Patrick. Bye. Oh, Lord. You know, I was just looking at the email. I said I had over 1,000 when the show started. We have gotten, during the course of this show, easily 300, 400, 500 more emails. Guys, just send me your email, cullenshow@yahoo.com. And if I end up somewhere, I'll tell you where, when, that we can be reunited. And we've even heard from some of the advertisers saying, let me know, I'm coming with you. You would think somebody would happily pick me up. But on the other hand, I don't get it anymore myself. I just don't. I really don't. I'm Lynn Cullen. I'm clueless. It's AM News Talk, 1360. Okie doke. Good Lord. There's so many of you here. I'll take you in the order in which you called. Here's Jim. Hiya, Jim.
Hi, Lynn. I just wanted to wish you well and hope that your fortunes turn around and that you end up in another local station. I am just appalled by the fact that the only station that actually carried some liberal shows, like your show and Mr. Hartman and Alan Combs in the evening, is now going off the air, and I think it's a bit ironic that it's right before the elections in this critical time.
Yeah, it's really lousy timing. I agree.
I wonder whether there isn't some kick in there from the RNC or some member of the RNC to have this pulled. I'm just amazed. I am.
Yeah, well.
It's just like Comcast moving MSNBC right before the election, and it's just overwhelming to me. I just heard the Bayer report that they're looking at perhaps 100 banks failing in this country. They have 15 that have failed already, but they're saying by the end of the year there's a potential for 100 banks to fail.
Yes.
And you see, like you said, you see these ads for McCain on there talking about Obama and higher gas prices and higher cost of living, and I'm thinking, my God, people must be so naive now and so taken in by this propaganda that comes on. And if we just cry out to have something to counter this, it's truly amazing. I mean, every day while this I can never remember a convention and what's going on during this convention on the other side in terms of what they're running and the commercials and all. And somebody mentioned that there's a real jugular vein they could go for with McCain, and I hope they don't do that, having to do with something that happened during his time in imprisonment. And it's getting down to almost the nitty-gritties where we're not discussing the issues at all because we have to constantly be fighting all this crap that's laid out there every day and every day.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. And it's people like you and Hartman and that at least put some semblance of sanity back in things. And I've got to wonder where this decision came from. Did you see this in the making for some time, or was
No.
this?
No, not really.
I'd like to hear the management of your group there and how this grand decision came to be right before election. If any time your listenership and everything would be up pretty high this time.
Yeah, I agree, but I listen. I don't know, and I'm not privy to to their decision making and why they chose this. They say that there wasn't enough revenue to be had with this format for them, that I was the only show that was producing revenue, and my 3 hours couldn't hold the 24 hours they were on the air.
That's surprising because, I know people that, in the afternoon they'll listen. I'm listening in the evenings, and to me, you're like the first station I go to now. And, well, that's unfortunate. I don't know if they keep going to these cookie-cutter things, and it's all the same.
I know.
Left wing this, and right wing this, and right wing that. It just gets to you after a while.
It does, and it really is mind-boggling to me that supposedly, people talk about the free market. Imagine a free market, let's say a vegetable market, where the only thing that they sold, the only thing available were turnips, right. Even though people liked, potatoes and some fruit and this and that. And the thing is radio, the marketplace is only offering one thing. It's madness.
And I can't understand how some of the advertisers in this area and the businesses, maybe that's their bent and their political way, so that's why they support it. But why is it so difficult to get support for the other side? We have an awful lot of hard-working people in this area, and they're not millionaires. They're not part of that Fortune 500. Their income's gone up by seven times in 7 years on average since George Bush has been in.
Far from
part of that. And I just can't understand some of these advertisers, especially that go on a few of your local radicals, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I think, man, I'm not going to support that advertiser if he's supporting that nut. And, it's just unbelievable to me that why there's such a struggle on the liberal side of things and the Democratic side of things. Can't these people see that if we take care of each other and we both try to build a better society, that's going to work and it's going to be better for everybody, instead of having the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and this constant divisiveness between things. I really don't understand. No. But anyway, that's in a whole other thing. But for you, I really think you're a great talent, and you're going to be fine, and you're going to end up on another station. I look forward to hearing where that's at soon. And I would say to some of these other major stations out there, hey, how about giving a liberal person a chance here and bring them on for a little diversity
No, we can't have that, Jim. Did you just say diversity? Well, you're out of here because that ain't what radio's about anymore. Goodbye, you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Diversity. Sounds like some liberal. Hey, Ron.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Hey, gonna miss you. I just wanted to say I feel for Tony so much. I'm not a religious person, so I won't pray for him, but I wish I could share some of his pain.
Yes.
Because I love animals too. But I always said, I told you once before, two neighbors I would like to have that I would really like would be Tony and JT.
Ha! That's who you want living on either side of you?
They're thinking people, and my friends tell me I think too much, but I don't think they think enough. There's not too many thinking people left, but I enjoy those two guys because they think a little bit. But I really feel for Tony, and I also wanted to say, like I told you once before, the person I'd most likely want to have dinner with would be Lynn. I know you're a Ben Franklin person.
Yes, I am.
But I just want to wish you the best.
Thank you, Ron.
We're going to miss you a lot.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye. If you're wondering what he's talking about, Tony, who loves his dog, called in today, and his dog died. So that's just another piling on of bad news. Martha, Upper St. Clair, hi.
I'm fine.
Good.
I am going to miss you a lot.
Thank you.
And I found out something interesting. You were talking about faces at the convention. Do you know who's doing the convention feed? I think it's called a pool.
Who?
Fox.
Oh, Fox is in charge of the feed?
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe that's why you're getting the kind of cutaways. Oh, okay.
Very interesting. Also, last night on Leno, talk about, Leno is a comedy program.
Mm-hmm.
So when McCain walked out, Leno said something like, well, John, how many houses do you have? And John got this very serious look on his face, and he said, for a long time, I didn't have a house. I didn't have a table. And, you could just see Leno sort of wincing. And he just went on in this...
Oh, I saw that clip where that was painful. So how many houses do you have, John? Well, I was a prisoner of war in Vietnam, and I didn't have any house. I didn't have a chair. I was thinking, oh, come on. Where's the McCain that people used to, he would have joked about that. He was the guy, remember, who never would use his POW thing. He'd say, I'm not going to go there. I did that. And you can't ask him hey, John, what do you think about, what are we going to do about the economy? Well, I was a POW. And, John, what are we going to do about health insurance? Well, I was a POW. And I didn't have
health care.
We did not have health care. I did not have a chair. I did not have a house. So if you don't have a house or health care, I've been there, and I got through it, so you get through it, too.
It was very off-putting. And talking about going to the well too often.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Biden said about Giuliani, a noun, a verb, and 9/11.
Oh, right. A noun, a verb, and 9/11, 9/11, 9/11.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to send you some email, and we'll keep in touch.
All righty, Martha. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, send me your emails at cullenshow@yahoo. Dan, Penn Hills, hi.
Sounds like someone drank the Kool-Aid down there.
Yeah, someone drank something.
I just wanted to touch upon a few memories. And I happened to be listening the first day you came on at the other station.
The first day I came?
The very first day.
My first radio show?
Very first one.
Oh, my gosh. I don't remember it at all. What happened?
Well, I just remember because you seemed to be, a bit tentative and a little bit unsure about this new way of doing things because you were on TV.
Yeah.
But I've listened ever since.
Huh.
And when you switched over, like other folks have mentioned, I was so happy to hear you some other place when the other station changed. I remember once you were away for a while, and you came back, and you began the show by saying something to the effect of, I have a new baby boy.
Yeah.
And the first thing that popped in my mind is, I didn't know she was pregnant.
Oh, wow. That was something.
Have other people related that was their reaction?
Yes, right. There was, like, what do you mean you have a baby boy?
So, in fact, I felt a little bit guilty after I realized that, this was an adoption. Why was I jumping to the first conclusion that she was pregnant? And also, another of my memories is that I would read the newspapers in the morning, and I would see a story, and I would say, that's a Lynn Cullen story. I know we're going to be hearing about that on her show. And more often than not, that was the case.
Oh, really? So you had my number.
Those things that I had spotted as being a Lynn Cullen article. But just one more small area, and then I'll let you go, is talk radio started in Pittsburgh. There was, I wasn't here, there was a show called Party Line, I think it was.
Right.
And at that time, for whatever reasons of FCC regulations or something, they couldn't
call in.
They could call in, but they couldn't broadcast the voice. So the people would repeat what the conversation was, and then do their response, and then repeat if there was some other thing. And that's how they did it. I never did hear it. Not being, I moved here a little before you did, but and you're right. Talk radio is community. It's like having a bunch of neighbors around, and you're sitting on the porch, and people are talking about this and talking about that, and you're going about your business, doing things, but listening in on what the neighbors are talking about, and that's what it is for me, and I'm going to miss, hearing those voices and hoping that they will be with you some other place so we can all get together on the porch again.
Well, it sure sounds like we've got to do it, especially since you've been with me since day one.
You can't stop.
Okay, so I guess I can, Dan. We're joined at the hip. Don't worry. I'll have to. I'll buy a radio station.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all these years.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh boy, what a joy. I have a final break to take, and we'll be back. Oh, boy, you guys. How am I going to get you all in here? Greg, go ahead.
Lynn, hey, I'm one of your unapologetic Reagan listeners. I've listened to you for many years. A lot of times you made me mad. I turned the channel, but I always came back because I thought you were very intelligent, had a great sense of humor, and always extremely entertaining. So if there's any common sense left in the radio, you'll be on in no time.
Thank you so much. It means the world to me, Greg. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good
luck.
luck.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Tom, Lincoln Borough, hi.
Hi, Lynn. I hate to see you go. I hope you come. You're back somewhere else. I've been listening to you for a long, long time. I really loved your program. The only thing I have to say is this. Apparently, this has to be planned. Doug, you are gone. Ruster dies. This is the most important year of we've ever had in a Democratic party for the Democratic Party, and I think no one can't tell me that this wasn't planned. I mean, I don't buy it. The radio people can't tell me. I don't care what anyone says. This was. It's a planned thing, and then they want to eliminate you because they're not eliminate, but eliminate your program because they're afraid. They're afraid of you. They're afraid of your views. Your side of it. And this is. I mean, and I cannot believe that this is the year that they decided to do this, or this is the time that they would do this. But I have to. I really appreciate everything that you've done. I really loved you. I don't know what else to say, but. It's just not fair. Is all I can say. It's just not fair, and we're going to miss you. I'm going to miss you because I listen to you every day.
Thank you,
so,
Tom.
I hope I hear you somewhere else. Okay?
I hope so too. I hope I can. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Joanne, hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, Lynn, I love you, and I can't believe that ever since I retired for 7 years, I've been listening to you, and now I have to change my routine on my
Isn't
planning.
that awful? I know. I have to change my routine, too.
I'm one of those passionate Hillary supporters who exchanged some emails with you a couple of months ago. I threatened to quit listening, and now I can't listen. Your replies were always so courteous, and I really did appreciate that. I've been quoting you to my friends for years now. I don't know what I'm going to talk about when we get together, but I am planning to follow you wherever you go, Lynn. I do love you, and I wish you the very, very best.
Thank you, Joanne. And by the way, your candidate did us proud last night.
Oh, she did.
Yes, she did.
Sat here and cried. I did sleep better than you did.
See, I didn't sleep at all. I was so, oh, gosh. But thank you so much.
And I do wish you the best.
Thank you.
Love you, Lynn.
Love you, too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Eric in Beaver, hi.
Lynn, I've been listening to you for at least 15 years. I'm 39 years old.
Wow, you started young.
I've told you before, you're like a mental Sudoku. You make us all think about things that we wouldn't ordinarily think about. And I'm not going to miss your show because you're not going to be gone long enough.
Oh, I hope.
You know, there's just no way, you know, but I don't want to get into anything about Renda Broadcasting. You make whatever decision you want. Remember a little while ago you were telling us about this amazing website to get funding for businesses and so forth?
Oh, yeah.
You need to put yourself on it. And we need to get you a radio station.
Oh,
so
how
no
are we
one
going to
can
do
take you
that?
away from us again.
Well, you know what? I heard KDKA is for sale. You want to buy it?
I think they've been doing the worst programming with the most capability to make money I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe that they keep putting local Pittsburgh talk on a station that covers half the country. They should be doing a little more national talk. But anyway, I don't want to lose you. I hated losing Uncle Dougie, you know. And to be honest with you, I'm glad they fired you. I'm glad they're letting you go because I live out in Beaver County, and half the time I can't get a signal to listen to you. I'm sure you're going to end up somewhere with a better signal, and I'll be able to hear you for your entire show all the time.
Well, I hope so, and thank you, Eric.
And if we don't hear from you, I'll be watching you on my email, and I'll be watching your website, even if they do put Rush Limbaugh on.
Oh, there's nothing on there now.
Funny. That is so funny. I laughed so hard when you said that. I'm like, these rat bastards, they'll do anything.
I know, they're amazing. They are amazing. They are the enemy. Hey, Eric, thank you. I hope that, okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Kathy in Green Oak, hi.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
I just wanted to tell you I've been listening to you for years. I never had the courage to call until now. But I have a perfect idea. You need to have Susan move here to Pittsburgh, and you and Susan and Doug and Tom all need to start your own radio station.
There we go. Well, we'll have to have some bake sales first because that costs a little bit of money, you see.
Well, you have the sponsors. I'm sure enough people that have been listening to you forever. We could probably all figure it out.
We'll chip in. Okay. Hey, Kathy, thank you. And thank you for finally calling. This is good. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Sue. Hi.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
I two things I have to say to you. There was a caller earlier who mentioned that maybe they're taking you off the air because of your influence and, to vote Democratic right before the elections. It's very suspicious, I think.
Well,
and, I really do.
I don't think that's what it is. I think this is just strange timing, coincidence.
It's very,
But it shocked me because, it is true. This show would have had its biggest ratings heading into this election. Yeah,
absolutely.
It seems odd.
There's something I really believe that there's something very suspicious about the timing right before the election.
Well,
you do have great information to provide the city that they realize that. I don't like that. I'm a little weary about that. And the second thing I think is that you should use try to get a copy of these shows because this could be part of your resume.
Okay.
All the love and admiration that we all have for you and the fact that there are thousands of us.
Thank you, Sue. I gotta go.
I know you do. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. This is very, very gratifying. I'm so sorry. I feel like I let you all down. I'm sorry. Coming back tomorrow, we'll talk about the speeches tonight, and we'll also, I think, going to have a truncated girlfriend show for, old times.